to another Anime Kingdom manga review. See by the title below, yes, this is on chapter 263 of Shokugeki no Soma, and we are finally here at the end, the conclusion, the finale of this arc. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe there might be one or two more chapters after this to explain more things on what's going to be happening, if there is more to it, because honestly, at the end of this chapter, I'm still kind of confused on, is this the final arc of Shokugeki no Soma? Is there going to be more? Are we going to go to an international stage? Because that's pretty much the only thing that they can do from here on out, after there being no more threats at the school and obviously some crazy shit happening with who is now the damn headmaster at the school. I honestly was, I have to say, with this chapter, kind of it's a hit or miss for me, because I have mixed feelings with it, because I did enjoy, I am happy, I enjoyed everything that came to this point. I loved how everyone was super excited, pretty much all naked still, yeah, with just their like a towel around them and stuff, all cheering, super happy. Erina and Soma got a 3-0. It just showed how amazing that dish really was, even though it was against Tsukasa and Rindo, who we all know is just that amazing. And you even have points like Tsukasa actually having to think about, like, how did they win and everything, because he had this certain view of cooking before, and we've heard him talk about it before. We've heard people talk about how Tsukasa cooks and everything like that, and Rindo has her own kind of thing. Rindo was kind of always not the person that's, like, out of everyone that was on Central Side, seemed kind of just there because she was there, and a lot of it probably had to do with Tsukasa, as you saw in this chapter when he's talking to Ishiki, like, how was it that they were able to make this dish, even though they were so fighting each other, and such the way they were cooking and their food kind of conflicted, and pretty much was straight at each other kind of thing, and how it ended up working so well. It was confusing to him because it's like a new ideal that he had not thought of before. But that's kind of like what this entire arc really is about. It's pretty much enjoying cooking. It's like the complete in comparison, the contrast to what Azami's cooking and how he pictured like gourmet cooking was supposed to be. But all along, this whole time, for this entire arc and everything, from Erina kind of being brainwashed and so is super scared and everything, to all the rebels, and especially Soma changing her view on cooking to pretty much actually enjoy cooking. Because you gotta remember, before this point, she actually did not enjoy cooking, and a lot of it had to do with Azami and how he had pretty much pushed her into this position where cooking was not enjoyable. It was just something she had to do, and she had to hate people's dishes, even though before she didn't want to be like that. So you could definitely see how it was enjoyable to see for a character like Tsukasa, to see him kind of see the differences and how he's finally learning and maybe changes for the future. As you saw, there was a little thing here in this chapter with Rindo kind of blushing and looking at him, so it could be maybe future romance or something. I always kind of ship them, honestly, and want to see I'm pretty sure the only reason that Rindo was even with Central was because of Tsukasa. That's what I think, at least in my opinion, because like I said before, out of everyone, she kind of seemed like the one that was never truly on Central Side. Like, she didn't really believe in everything that they did. It was more of she was just there because she was there. So it would make sense that it was because of Tsukasa and all of that kind of stuff. Of course, after that point, we get onto the part Azami walking out. Good for you. Forget you. I hate Azami. So happy he lost. And I don't know if he's going to have like a change in attitude, or a change, now that he lost and he realizes maybe he was wrong kind of thing after he thinks about it. And maybe he makes up with everyone. I'm not too sure. I'd rather not. I hate him a lot. But I mean, Erina was able to say that she was like, thank you. She said thank you to him. And at first I was like, what? Why would you thank him? What has he done for you? But in a way, even though he was an ass, and even though he did, it was messed up what he did to Erina, without all of this happening, everything that came to this point of her growth and everything would not have happened. Though, I mean, maybe it still could have happened. Like, she wouldn't be this way, so it, she would have enjoyed cooking in the first place, so it wouldn't have been all this bad. So I don't know, it's kind of a hit or miss with that point. But then we get on to the weird part of the chapter. I honestly was kind of confused on what was going on. Now, I was expecting, obviously, they won. They beat the current Elite 10, so it makes sense that they would be the Elite 10. This is the part where I kind of have conflicting things, like, for example, Soma being the first seat. Now, I love Soma. Soma and Erina is what brought them to the very end, what ended up, they ended up winning. But I felt like Megashima being the former third seed, or even Ishiki or Kuga, would have been the first seed. It just felt so, like, I don't know, like, I feel like Soma wouldn't want it that way, even though he did, of course, beat, the first and second seed, so he does kind of deserve it in a way. But I just feel like Soma would have been like, no, I want to get the first seat by myself, not with, like, like Erina. Pretty much, she was a big reason that he was able to, get to that spot, to now being that's why he took the first seat in the first place, is because he still feels that she is someone that he still needs to defeat, and he still has that fuel to pretty much what we've always seen from the very beginning, on making her say that his food is delicious. So we still have that kind of romance thing. I really wanted some romance conclusion as well. We got to see a little bit like him trusting her, and she blushed a little and everything, like he knew she could do it, kind of stuff. But I wanted to see a little bit more, and we still may see more, since I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple more chapters explaining certain things. But, like, Erina becoming the headmaster was, like, way out in the left field. I had not expected that at all. How do I feel about that? I don't know, honestly. I'm kind of confused. I'm kind of conflicted, because on one way, yeah, it makes sense. She, it's always been in the Nikiti family to be someone that is, the headmaster. But there's other people that could have been, like Dojima. He could have been. I would honestly see him being a good headmaster. Maybe even Joichiro somehow. But, he probably wouldn't want the title anyway, or the job anyway. So probably not him. But still, Erina in her first year becoming the headmaster, I don't know, it's just so weird. It just doesn't make sense, honestly. And from here on out, it kind of just makes it like a roadblock, in my opinion, to what could be happening if there is another arc, if they do have, go to the international stage. There's nowhere else to go now that the school is safe, and Azami and everyone, there's no threats in the school. The only place they can go higher of a competition would, of course, be an international event. But I'm pretty sure there's a rule about not allowing the headmaster to be able to go into these tournaments, so that kind of conflicts with it, And also, one of the big things that I had envisioned was, of course, Erina being first seed, Soma being the second, or maybe vice versa, and them always challenging each other to make each other better. But her at the headmaster position kind of just, or headmistress now, kind of just changes everything. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. If this is the end, if this is the conclusion to Shokugeki no Soma, then I guess it's okay. I would rather have her be the first seat, honestly. She definitely does deserve it. Or at least, like I said before, I felt like, if anything, Megashima, Ishiki, or Kuga would have made more sense. And of course, there's still the whole question mark of what happens to the other Elite 10. Tsukasa and Rindo are still pretty damn amazing, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the Elite 10 can challenge their way back into, the current Elite 10. Everyone that's in it at the moment is still not a for sure thing. And of course, normal, just like how Soma is, of course, challenges everyone, saying, yeah, we're going to have a bunch of Shokugekis tomorrow, kind of thing. Like, they just went through all of this, and he just wants to have more Shokugekis and everything, But that's why it kind of, like, this was always the goal for him to make first seat. Yes, there's still the goal, of course, of, making Erina say his food is delicious. But that is something that you can kind of assume, like, it will be something in the future with their romance and them getting married and that kind of stuff. And yes, I'm sorry for anyone who still ships, Megumi with him, but I ship Erina, and I see, like, him and Erina would be, like, continuously having this kind of thing until, like, when they end up getting married is when she finally says that, his food is delicious. Or maybe even when they're married, she'll still be like that, just because that's how their relationship is, in a way, But I don't know, man. If this is the end, like I said, I'm conflicted. I mixed feelings about it, because I'm happy. Yeah, just the way it ended, in my opinion. Like, I wish it would have ended with like a possibility of Erina and Soma continuing as, you know, in their second years and everything as the Elite 10, obviously. But the headmaster thing just throws me off completely, at least in my opinion. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it's really all I gotta say about this chapter, guys. We're just gonna have to wait to see if there will be, you know, more chapters. I'm pretty sure that I did not hear anything about this being the final chapter. So we'll just have to wait to see what's going to be happening in these next chapters. Is this the final? Is this the conclusion to Shokugeki no Soma period? Or will we go to the international stage and somehow Erina's headmistress could be, I guess, still normal student in a way? I don't know. It's just, that part still just completely confuses me. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys, about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom manga review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything missing you want to talk about, comment below as well. And as always, guys, if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And I always want to hear you guys' opinions, so feel free to comment below what you guys thought. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys not? Do you agree with me, disagree, whatever you guys thought? It's always awesome to hear your guys' opinions, especially with how, you know, like I said before, I'm kind of conflicted. I have mixed feelings about this and how things will go on from here on out. But honestly, we just gotta wait to see how these next chapters will be, to see, will we get more Shokugeki no Soma, or is this the end of the manga? But yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.